All right, everyone, thanks for jumping on. Got head coach Ben Olsen here. Ben, just your thoughts on those two second half goals from McGlynn and a point on the road here in Austin.
Well, the plan was to have the game look like the second half, the entire first half. We just didn't do a good enough job in taking care of the ball, which didn't allow us in the first half to build the rhythm that we had in the second half. And then you give up a set piece, which is, again, haunting us, and now we're chasing the game. So that's disappointing. Second half, subs came in, I thought did an incredible job. The coaches made some good adjustments, and I think you saw what we're capable of in the second half. And I'll say this, at halftime, that's an easy game to fold. And you showed some real character from this group and some personality tonight that I haven't seen in a while with this group. So that's something to build on. And again, we pushed them in the standings, which is, again, not what we wanted. We certainly wanted all three, but to at least keep them at bay because they're, someone we're going to be competing with, trying to get into the playoffs. And we just got to keep pushing, but something to build off of.
So, David.
Coach, you mentioned this game, right, of the importance, and now that it's happened. How important is this 1 point for y'all's momentum?
It's important, the last two league games we get a point out of, right? And so we're digging out of, but we need three. We need to start getting some threes here. But again, what I'm proud of is this was not a game where it was going our way in the first half. And I thought we just didn't find the rhythm. 20 turnovers we had that were need to be possessions. What happens against them is then you defend a little bit, and they're a handful. And again, the set piece stuff has to get better. So it's an important point. Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled with the response at halftime. It was great to see Antonio in there, and I think you see his qualities, and I think he lifted that group as well. I thought Amin came in, Lawrence came in, all these guys came in, and again continued to make my life a little bit difficult on who our best group is. We're still figuring that out, again, happy with the response.
And then I want to ask you, you guys played Leagues Cup, Austin did not. Do you think that probably influenced the start of this game?
I don't think it had anything to do with it. Nothing.
Hey, John McGlynn, praise for tonight. What are your thoughts for really his comparison between his performance in the first half and just heading into the second half?
Well, we're all a product, we're all a product of what's around us and how we're playing, and we can only be effective as the group. He's not Messi, right? We're still a group that needs to play together, and again, it was just off in the first half. Just the connections were off. Some of the ideas that we talked about to exploit Austin, we just didn't do enough, and that was again something we need to continue to tinker with and look at and keep trying to find our best group.
And also debut for Antonio tonight, and really gave a lot of confidence in the back line. What are your thoughts on his performance initially?
Oh, that was great. He's a grown man. He's been through a lot of games, and we're thrilled to have him.
All right, we'll go to Dustin. Go ahead, Dustin.
Hey, Ben. I know you talked in the past about Jack kind of moving around, getting him on the ball. It looked like he pushed deeper in the second half, got the 2 goals. Can you just talk about his performance?
Well, we just needed more from the midfield. From a soccer standpoint, so we just moved them back, and we brought some energy out wide, and I thought it was, it's an offensive move. You're down 2-0, so it just made sense, and I think Jack played very well, gave him some freedom, and when they sit deep, balls back to the top of the box is an area we wanted to exploit, and I'm glad he ended up getting something getting that second goal. He's versatile. He can play a bunch of different spots for us depending on the game state.
And I know game just ended, but you guys have another tough game next weekend. How do you take this momentum from this second half, going forward?
Again, I just take the personality from, our ability to respond with this way the season has gone so far. I think this is an easy one to throw your hands up at 2-0, and just wasn't a great performance in the first half. So we take that. We take that personality. We take Antonio coming in and performing at a high level, and he's somebody that we wanted to see. And the subs came in and did a very good job, and I think that's something we gotta look at and continue to figure out what the best group is. And Vancouver's very good, and they're very good at home. But it's a challenge we're up to, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, Victor, go ahead.
Victor Rice of the Portsmouth Nation in Soccer has. Ben, one of the reasons your team's not leaving here with 3 points is that first goal off the set piece, which is the recurring theme here. Does that fall on the players? Is that a bit on the coaching staff?
Both, yeah.
Is that a big concern?
Yeah.
Going forward?
Yes.
And then what do you rather happen on that second goal?
I'll have to look at it again, but looked like we left a guy wide open in the 6-yard box in the for a free header, is what I saw, but I'll have to look back on it. You want to talk about our goals at all?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Obviously, McGlynn, this is kind of the performances we wanted to see from him.
Yeah.
How does this become more of a happening a bit more often? Is it just as simple as playing him centrally?
No. I don't think that's the case at all. I would argue that, him. Look, I think he's comfortable coming late. I think he's comfortable in the pocket. I think it depends, Victor, on the game and who we're playing. Where the space is, and what the game state is, and that's where we move Jack around, because he's a talented kid, and I'm happy he gets 2 goals tonight, and I think he's hopefully he can build off of this with his confidence, and whether we play him lower or higher, again, I think that's more who we're playing, because we're probably a better defensive team, when he's a little higher, and we have some steel in there, and we're better with the ball wherever he's going to be. If that's lower, we have a little bit more composure and range of passing, unpredictability. So that's a tricky one to figure out. But we tried that early, didn't have enough steel. Then we moved him up, and he was successful. I think he's really figuring out now how to manipulate games as teams start to clue in on him and try to stop him. He's has some freedom from us to go find the game, whether that's central or even come at times at the other side.
You might have answered this, but I didn't catch the question in the room. Antonio Carlos, his debut, what do you make of it?
2 thumbs up.
Do you think part of the the issue with the defense is just the communication? Is it as simple as just now you got guys that maybe can communicate in the same language, where if Bartolo is, it might be a little bit of a language barrier?
No, I don't think so. I just think that Antonio Carlos is, I don't know how many games he has as a professional in this league in Brazil. He's just been around the block. And, again, as we've gone in this revolving door of center backs this year, it's been tricky, as you know. And Eric continues to get better, but not quick enough. And it's nice to have another option there, and I think he's gonna help us. You're welcome.
All right, Diego, go ahead.
Hey Ben, just one quick question from me. Talking a little bit about the offensive performance besides the 2 goals, I thought that Sebastian Kowalczyk did a really good job of involving himself into the offense, and despite not converting to chances, can you talk to me a little bit about how he helps provide a lot of danger in that front 3?
Well, you know, he's unpredictable. He keeps the ball. He's, you know, rolls inside and he creates. He's able to create kind of +1s with his shiftiness and some of his calm. And I think he did a good job. You know, look, it's 2-0. They're sitting back a little bit more. They're looking for transition moments. So it was a good game for Kowalczyk and Amin to come into. And I thought both of them gave us the right pause and moving them side to side and trying to get Lawrence into some isolations. And, you know, we just didn't have enough of that in the first half. It was too predictable. And so, again, I'm glad we had it in the second half, but certainly disappointing not to have it in the first.